darkness when there's no more light that you can see. I'll take us back to times when lives were similar and times that all seemed easier. Don't be afraid, I'll be the one to guide you through this endless maze. Don't look so sad, your crying eyes won't dry. You gotta drive with both headlights so we can see the world and we'll run away together like come close to me. I'll whisper in your ear the things that we could be. I'll drown us in the purple drapes that you were clothed in. We could live like royalty. I'll sing to you like a radio that's held beneath your window. Don't look so sad, your crying eyes won't dry. You gotta drive with both headlights so we can see the world and we'll run away together like
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome towards tonight's cast between what is going to be an absolute cracker of the match between Guts and Control.VP. And yeah, we've got 10 in the server. I do have a co-caster, but I think he's AFK. I'm not sure if he's back yet, so as soon as you're back, just make some noise and it should be fine. Yep, so I'm joined by GameStar's very own neighbor. I think he's on the phone at the moment as one of the players from Guts just needs to quickly reset his PC. And all the players are in the server, so let's just jump straight into it. But yeah, so the map veto went as I think Inferno was picked by Control.VP. Definitely a strong team performing so far on Inferno. Guts following with a very intriguing pick, picking actually Dust 2 instead of any of the different maps. And then the final map was going to be Cache, so if we do get to round 3, it's going to be Cache towards the very end. But otherwise, I think Control.VP may have the better map pick so far, just with the Inferno. I can't remember if I've ever watched Guts actually play Inferno or not. But hopefully they'll be able to pull up a bit of a fight against the counter-terrorist hold that Control.VP have. At the moment, I think we're just waiting for JT of Guts, just obviously resetting his PC. Something may have happened. Good to see Blank's internet also has stabilized itself, so to speak, towards the end. It was a bit low earlier. And just introducing the lineup, on the side of Guts, we have Ferguson, also known as the Sea Bear, Ang, Fluke, and Blank, and obviously JT whenever he does join us. And on the side of Control.VP, we're going to have Busteddy, or Buster, Nikez, JZ, Oxy, and Sar. So we're going into the 9th round shortly. Either team that wins this would most likely choose the CT side for Blank. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Well, looks like there was a bit of lag that happened on his end. As you may notice tonight, we are going to be using a bit of a manual directed control instead. It's probably some good practice for myself. Won't be doing the majority of the play-by-play hopefully tonight. Hopefully Neighbor will come back sometime soon, but obviously the calls towards the wife is a lot more important than casting Counter-Strike. The winner of this match is going to go and face up against the winner of, I think it is Frenetic Array and October's very own, which should be happening tomorrow. I can't remember the exact time, but JT is back, so we should be going live quite shortly, and the ready-ups do begin. Now just waiting on the side of Control.VP. Guts ready to go. Just getting some more aim practice in. Just getting the aim down pat before it's going to start counting. I think we're just waiting for JZ on the side of Control.VP. So there's one JT and there's one JZ. Very, very similar names, but I think we'll be able to differentiate between the two tonight, hopefully so. Not much to really say, I was just waiting for players to get ready. A bit disappointing that players have stepped away, as we are going live now. I guess finally we're going live, as we go directly into the 9th round. And that sound in the background is the hairdryer coming in from my girlfriend, so... Oxy going to be leading the charge for Control.VP, the other of Guts maybe forming a wall, depending on how it's going to go, but it looks like there's not going to be any walls formed, they're just going straight in for the action. There's both teams have some tagged players, but the advantage I'd say in Guts so far, if they do take a full-blown flight, though, it may not look good for them, as Ang is the first man to fall. Buster getting 2 so far. Now it's going to be Seabear, the last man left standing. JZ going absolutely huge with 2 kills towards the end. Star also picking up 1 as well, so Control.VP going to switch towards the CT side as the pistol round going to get started very shortly. Constance, can you do me a favour and help me close the balcony and the kitchen door afterwards? Huh? There's a cockroach on the wall. Up there. See? But it's not scary. Yes, please. Actually just went into the wall.
Oh, so we know what the hole is then. That's enough.
That's enough. Thank you. But it's not scary. Yes, please. Yes, please. But it's not scary. 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 Yes, please. But it's not scary Yeah, that'd be why I have muted Neighbor. That's probably why we can't hear him. Neighbor, are you there?
Yes, mate. You didn't need to
Yes,
mute me. I muted myself.
okay,
But
no
I'm
worries.
here.
Yes, welcome back. Sorry about that.
That's all right, mate. I didn't miss much. I just missed the knife round. Control.VP taking it out, I see, and picking up the arguably the standard side. I mean, if you win the knife round, you pretty much are guaranteed to go straight to CT on the Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, just the defensive holding. We've seen the power of Nikes and Buster at the B side. It's very impenetrable. I think Guts, though, they may have something special up their sleeve, and I want to see Control VP actually adapt.
Sorry about that. Sorry, just making sure. I'm just making sure I've got all of the stuff all sorted out. But man, I'm excited for this one to get going underway. Both of these two teams are possibly looking like they could be finals contenders.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I think both teams actually have to verse each other in quarterfinals, but we'll see as who's got the upper hand in the first pistol round. Control VP, they have one smoke grenade, while Guts only the single smoke grenade as well. Are you still on the phone, or?
No, mate, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm here to go. I'm all here and all this for the next 2 hours essentially as we get round number 1 underway. The smoke's in the mid, coming in through boiler guts at the moment. Control VP putting up a bit of a stand at the moment. A lot of gunfire for no reward there. No one actually getting any kills. But guts now will get the first. The first life taken from them, but they retrade. And guts now taking control of this A bomb site. They've got 3 kills for 1 in exchange. Only Sar and Buster left to go. Control VP on the back foot early here in round number 1, though. Sodium, is that Fluke?
Yeah, Sodium Rising.
Yeah, Sodium Rising. I just call him Sodium. It's going to be easier that way.
Well, why not? I mean,
well, whatever they call him. I just gonna call. Actually, no, I'll call him Fluke. That's all right. But there's Guts. Call him by his actual name. And grabbing the last one, and Guts got up 1-0 in the first round, getting off to a good start. Very important the pistol rounds on your T side, because as the full rifles come into play, the CTs get marginally better at holding these lines. So Guts with a good opening round here. We'll be looking to go big in the second one here, but a couple of Mag 7s to contend with, Carl.
yeah, I mean, that's Jay-Z. I'm fairly sure he's going to be holding the Cups position, and Buster's already been boosted up towards the first box, so a very nice set of defensive lines set up by the counter-terrorists, so Guts just need be a little bit cautious and just use these SMGs wisely and just push in together and just flush out the counter-terrorists from anywhere they could be hiding. That's a bunch of 5.7s as well as CZs, so a lot of close-quartered weapons ready for the counter-terrorists to use if Guts play this poorly. Just trying to find my words there.
That's right. So often our words escape us as casters, and considering that words are our jobs, that's something you would think that we would be a lot better at. But no, and again, the Molotov now smoking off jungle side of the mid area, looking for the first kill, gets a blanket, 1-2 big kills with a little good spray there. Ang also gets in on that action up in apartments, takes down Jay-Z. And he's been talking a bit of smack on the forums in the lead up to this one, the boys. Actually, some good banter going on in the lead up to this one as Guts looking to take the second round here. I don't think Control VP are going to aggress this one. No, they won't. Nikes, he will want to save that armor and bust up with that Mag 7. So, second round of Guts about to come up here, Karath. They're looking, I have to admit, looking pretty good at the moment. Looking pretty solid.
Yeah, still early days, but I mean, it's always good navigating through a dangerous pistol round without losing any players. They just got to do it one more time. Just have to be cautious. I mean, Buster still has that Mag 7. We've seen him do that damage at Nana before. I'm not sure if Guts have done their homework, but they managed to hit jungle side quite easily. Managed to get the kills without even losing a player. I mean, Fluke down to 6, Ang down to 8. I'm not sure who it was that took down Jay-Z within Cups, but it was definitely one of the low players. I think it may have been JT that was in Cups who took him down. It's one of the two, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, something like that. But Guts getting the second round there pretty convincingly, I have to say. Control VP kind of stuck standard here in a fair on Inferno. It's very, very hard to break out with pistols. You need to have a surprisingly good anti-eco round if you're going to break through those lines. Look, pretty stock standard affair. So we will be having Inferno followed by Dust 2 and then Cache, as you did say in the lead-up, Karath. So kind of stock standard affair here at the moment. Guts bending away both Overpass and Cobble. But and grabbing the first kill there up near apartments, but that takes down Buster. 4 versus 5 now. That's not what they need, especially on their pistol rounds. I do like this stack here at mid. They are going to push it, aggressively push mid. They spot the players, but they can't get the kills. Ferguson, here goes one. JT grabs another. There it is. They've got 2 kills in response for it, but the round's still going the way of Guts here. Control VP though. Now onto the buy. Here we go. This is the first round where we get to start to critique them. Realistically, actually, but Buster though picking up that Mag 7 again. So no, sorry, the Mag 9, I should say.
The Mag 9.
Mag 9? Is it Mag 7?
It's Mag 7.
No,
it's the
I
Tech
got
9 you're
confused.
thinking about.
No, it was the MP7 and MP9. I got confused between which was which. So I was going, wait a minute. I know there's both of them, but the numbers were wrong. But anyway, he's picked the shotgun because he's where is he holding? He's actually holding in at around bricks at the bricks at the moment. So that's actually a pretty good yeah, that's actually pretty interesting to see how it goes.
It's a very dirty line, especially when you play close. If obviously he's playing a little bit back more this time, as we see Ferguson, also known by Seabear by any other alias, just waiting to see if there are any counter-terrorists pushing, but Buster just doing his job, just holding. We see just this usual play from Control VP, there's just one jungle side, 2 Diggity, but how they orientate themselves at Diggity is just both towards boiler at the moment. If someone comes out of cops, they just swivel around. So once again, just the standard hold coming out from the counter-terrorists. Blank now thinking about pushing up as well. And we may see an attack on towards the Diggity side very shortly.
Yeah, this could be very interesting. I mean, that bomb still hasn't moved out of second mid. They're going to poke out a mid and boiler here looking for their first kill. Had Oxy stayed there, he could have actually probably kept that line on the boiler. Oh, he looks away at just the wrong moment. Buster grabs one, and this is the first round. Control VP starting to look very, very solid. Jay-Z grabbing another one. Aang drops down Oxy in a response. He didn't really have the best round there. He just kind of turned his face away a little bit. 1 HP remaining on Ferg. And he's got a lot of work to do. He's got 2 to beat with 1 HP. Oh, Aang, though, is going to make his job a little bit easier. And just like that, it is all up to Buster. Buster with that Mag 9. He's got to do some work here. Will he get spotted out?
Oh, he switched over to the M4.
Oh, he swapped it out. He has. Yes, he has. He swapped it out to the M4. Spots one, sees one. Oh, gets binked a little bit down to 60 HP. Oh, Ferg is going to come around the back of jungle side, and Buster's the one who's got to make the move now. He still doesn't know where they are. 1 at Diggity, 1 in Apps. To try and force this one out. There's the defuse. Does he force one out? No, he does not. He gets 1, but that's all he's going to get there. Karath drops down. Ferg, Aang played this one to perfection with his low HP. Got the bomb plant. And just like that, there we go. Guts continue on 4 rounds to nothing. They turned around that realistically you thought would have been Control VPs. And Guts are looking pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah, some of the aim duels really let them down. Ferguson should have died towards mid earlier. That was a bit of lack of poor aim, so to speak. And one of the counter-terrorist players, I'm not sure what he was doing. The player at Boiler just died to a Molotov. He stood in it for about a good 2 to 3 seconds, and Aang was just left completely unchecked, getting 3 kills in that entire round. Really the big momentum shifter of that entire round, so to speak. I mean, 3 kills, allowed to hold on to the bomb plant, and JT actually taking a lot of damage from that Molotov. He was stuck in a poor situation, but nevertheless, Control VP on another eco, pushing more aggressively back towards this jungle side again.
Yeah, and once again favouring. Yeah, look, this is their pistol strategy here. Flash up mid, aggressively try to get a couple of picks. Well, I'm gonna follow this nade. Got to be careful though, because they know maybe they've done their homework here. Know that Guts like to hold in that second mid area. Oxy comes in, grabs the first, looking for a second. He picked up the AK, but done what? He didn't. Wow, if I could actually speak correctly, he didn't pick it up. Nickes grabs the other one, and Control VP now grabbing a man advantage. They are 3 versus 2. Aang is in the pit. That is where the bomb is. And up in apartments is a Fluke. Aang grabbing one. That's Buster. Good little play there. Gets 1, 45 seconds now on the clock. Nickes, though, comes around. The sneaky flank will drop down Fluke. 2v1 here. Aang with the AK. Bit of work to do. He's got the bomb. So he controls this one here. He's still got time. I mean, if he wants, he could run it all the way to the B bomb side. He's not going to get a chance to. There's the first round. Control VP get themselves on the board. 4 rounds to 1. Good opening. Good round now. Guts will. They're going to buy up here, but low money.
Yeah, unfortunately, JT's actually died every single round, so he's going to have to be dropped, and we see Fluke actually forcing him to Galil. That was the danger of losing a lot of your players just very early on. You want to keep your players as long as alive as possible just to build up any semblance of a bank, and you can see now Sa is just going to be peeking out very aggressively, just catches JT in the face, and the player advantage already for Control VP should be able to take this round comfortably, but you know, some of the players from Guts may surprise me in this one.
Yeah, and Guts now on the back foot a little bit, 4 versus 5. We haven't really seen them play very aggressively here, Karath. They haven't actually pushed in hard, except for the first round. Once they've got guns into their hands, they really are slowing the tempo down, which is working out for them, but slowing it down and they've kind of done the same thing a couple of rounds in a row, is giving Control VP this opportunity to figure them out. It's also giving them the opportunity now to get those man advantages to 5 versus 3 with 52 seconds now left in the round as we hit into the 6th round point. Oxy grabs another one, and just like this, they're not exchanging duels at the moment. Fluke grabs the first one, but they lost 4 members before they even picked up a first member of Control VP, and now he's all alone. That bomb in the back of second mid goes for the elimination. Can't get a Control VP. Get back-to-back rounds now. That should reset the economy of Guts. Yes, it has. They are going to have to be on the pistol round now. And Control VP, Karath, looking like they can actually get themselves back into this match and probably even bring it back to 4-4.
Yeah, at the moment, it's just the mid-control from Control VP. In the buy rounds have been quite strong. As you can see, when Sa aggressively peaks, he's able to get the picks consistently. There's no trades that happens for them well enough to really justify pushing in any further, and as a result, Sa can just keep peeking out again and again and again. In fact, he had 3 kills the entire round. Wasn't even... I think he only took damage towards the very end. He just got 3 kills, and that's a bit inexcusable because Control VP, they really do like doing this, so it looks like Guts actually haven't done their homework, and now forced onto an eco, at least for, I'd say, this round. Maybe the next round as well if they want to start buying a couple of AWPs. And now just coming out of Boiler, probably just trying to force a bomb plant down, but I don't think they'll be able to get it down.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes though. They're going to have to play this very, very smart. Good little nade there from Sa. Just slowing the pace down a little bit here. Not really pushing in. Here they come. There's the molly into an axe. And very well done by Oxy. Oxy with 2. Jay-Z with 2 of his own. Make that 3 from inside of pit. Quick round, quick finish. Drops them down nice and easily. Guts still up here, 4 versus 3. But they're not going to wait a second round here. They're going to have a bit of a risk. Go for those AKs. They know they're outgunned at the moment. So 5 AKs on the side of Guts here, Karath. If they lose this round, their economy is reset again. Control VP with a lot of money in the bank at the moment, and well, you'd have to say that they are in control of this map at the moment, as you would expect on a CT side of map like Inferno. If Guts can get to around that 6, if they can get to the 6 round mark, they have had a fantastic half.
Yeah, and a double stack coming out from the counter terrace. Control VP actually varying it up. Not sure if one of the players was spotted out, but they may consider attacking into the Carp's position very shortly. Haven't jumped up just yet, but I think they're starting to deploy grenades, and Ang may be the first man through. He is slowly starting to walk through. Still very cautious, waiting to see what he can find, and Jay-Z, too sharp, is able to find the first. Oxy spraying down, tags Fluke down very low. Jay-Z finishing off the job once again, and they're still trying to find the Carps players. Blank actually shooting him just through the edge of the smoke. Tag down to 32, however, but at the very least equalizing the situation a little bit. Oxy's still alive in Carp, so still no position gained by Guts. They're still stuck in second mid. They have not gone towards B side at all, so Control VP, I think, going to be very, very happy with this round. It's going to be hard for Guts to execute onto either side.
Yeah, Guts now looking like they're going to change their strategy up and come up through Nana, but they haven't forced out the rotate at all. Nickers and Buster still waiting on site now.
Yeah,
Defensive smokes. Just, they're playing this one extremely smart here, I think is the way to say that they expected to be rushed. That's a good little Molotov. Slows it down. They get the flashes. The utility being used to perfection here. 15 seconds remaining. Karath, they are slowing this push down. They've spotted them out now. All they need to do is stay alive, get a couple of frags, and this round is theirs. But coming round from the back is Oxy. Grabs one. Nickers with a double, though. Cleans them up. Makes it 4 apiece. We're halfway through the first half here. 4 rounds apiece for Control.VP versus GUTS. And look, GUTS reset once again. But that was fantastic use of the utility from Control.VP.
Yeah, I mean, you can see towards the end, it was about 40 seconds into the round, and they still had Molotovs left. They still had at least a Molotov and flashbang, and that is really what separates the strong defensive teams from the poor-sided defensive teams, as Buster gets the first pick. It's that they are able to use their utility wisely, and they'll still have utility into the round. I mean, I can point towards when Virtus Pro was up against... It was Virtus Pro up against G2, where actually Fluke actually got a kill towards DD side, and Buster gets another kill towards mid. Looks like they're coming straight up through DD, however. Just going straight to the A side. But I regress. Going back to the point I was originally making, with VP up against G2, what we saw was that G2 used a lot of their utility very early on, and as a result, they actually lost complete control of the map sometimes by 40 seconds because they had no grenades left to use. They had to rely on really, really sharp aim. I'm not saying that, you know, these CT teams can be compared to top division, you know, 1 or 2 teams overseas, but it's still the same principle. You want to keep your utility well used, and Buster cleans up with a 4 kill.
Yeah, Control.VP now going 5 rounds in a row. And that's one thing. Here comes out the tactical pause from GUTS. JT basically saying, look, we need it. They've lost 5 in a row, and fair enough. That is, you know, that's what they need. I think it's very, probably... Look, they need it at the moment. They just, Control.VP have got the number ever since they've had rifles in their hand. But look, you compare it to overseas, and of course the OCE region doesn't have the competitions that overseas does, but that's because we are so geographically isolated from the rest of them. I guarantee you there was enough skill in our scene that if we were playing around with those top players 24 days a week, we would probably have
24 days a week?
Yeah, 24 days a week.
Yeah, sure, why not? Just invent a time machine so you can play 3 times the amount of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. But you know what I mean? And that's the point, which is that if we were playing the same amount of time and we were in the same region and playing the same caliber of players, and not just that we're not good players, but let's face it, we are in the OCE region, I guarantee we'd have those teams. I mean, Renegades being the standouts, they are now playing in the NA region, and they are probably they are in the top 4 of the ESL NA ladder at the moment, looking to qualify for the next one of the next majors. So that's just something to keep your head around. But look, I have to say the Div 2 in the Australian, this is probably one of the strongest competitions that I've ever seen from Division 2 in the past 3 years. The teams themselves, you know, I'm sure we'll have a shuffle at the end of the season as we do, especially Div 2. But there are some teams which I expect to be together for at least the next 3 months, the next CG season, and a couple of teams from these divisions in the games we'll be seeing making a play for Div 1 as we go live into round number 10.
Yeah, I mean, GUTS and Control.VP have had the same lineup for, I don't know, how long have they had the same lineup for? I think I read Control.VP have only changed 2 of their players since Season 1 of Global Offensive. All the way back in the days, so to speak, in the Wild West, when there weren't even weapon skins available. As Aang comes across, is unable to get the pick, and Blank just following suit, both comrades dying very quickly as the counter-terrorists just fall back towards A site. They've got complete control of it, and once again, Control just a little bit too strong at the moment. Their aggression now allowing them to get the map control, and as a result, GUTS not really trading equally. It was a good attempt to try to bring 2 players into T-Amps to see what they could do, but unfortunately got taken out without doing enough damage, and Fluke gets his head completely ripped off as well. Now it's up to Ferguson to try to trade.
Sorry, Cross. Just what you said, though, mate, is absolutely correct. VP are absolutely just controlling the map at the moment. They're controlling the places that GUTS are going. GUTS not being very creative about it, and as such, they are just being kind of led around the map at the moment. The aim of GUTS is probably, I'd actually probably say aim of GUTS is probably a bit better at the moment, but they're getting out positioned, and that's their problem right now. They just, they don't really... They're getting predictable, I think, is what I'm looking for at the moment.
Did Buster just get someone through smoke? He did. He just got someone through smoke. A good shot by him, but JT, sorry, not JZ, has managed to wrap all the way into the site. SARS left it open, so JT should be able to get a bomb plant down. A bit of extra cash in the bank, so to speak. This should be a good Molotov, unless the counter-terrorists start rushing through it. And they do rush through it, so...
Boom.
Yeah, it was the correct high percentage play to make. I mean, no one expects you to really push through Molotovs. There's just a little bit of time. SAR buys a little bit of time for Buster to go back and pick up his AWP, and some nice backwards bunny hopping that's coming out from him at the moment as he makes his way towards pit. But Control.VP now 2 rounds in the lead.
And once again, forced back onto the eco. No, they're going to buy up here. So this will be a they need at least a plant here to be able to justify maybe a partial anti-eco next round. If they don't, they'll be forced back onto the eco round. So very important round coming up for GUTS right now. If they lose this one, Control.VP are looking down the backs of at least 10 rounds. And realistically, as a terrorist, you want about 6 rounds on Inferno. It just means that if you go into that half behind, coming into your defensive half, you get the pistols to try and make it up. But in saying that as well, 10-5 is just as respectable here, Karath, because again, if you go into your CT side, you win the pistols, you're back within 2. But look, the more rounds you give away, the closer you are to losing this map. And in a best-of-3 single elimination format, every round, every map is very crucial. So I do forget, though, whose map pick was this? Was this GUTS or was Control.VP's?
This was Control.VP's pick, and I absolutely agree with your point. Every single map is really crucial, and they are trying something new, just trying to completely all bust out of carbs. JZ, however, is lining them up at the moment, is sizing them up. He's already gotten 2. Fluke's jumped down, but Fluke is tagged down very, very low, and Ferguson needs to think about pushing through the smoke. SARS cleaned up the player towards Diggity, as well as... Ooh, I think he killed the player in Diggity as well as Pit. Ferguson, unfortunately, stuck towards mid as Oxy just takes him out. So, once again, they were able to get 1 kill, but that's it. And without getting a bomb plant down, it's going to be poor for them utility-wise. They can still force up, as we can see in this round, but it's just not looking good for them at the moment, as the counter-terrorists, I think, have enough money to buy up for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they do, and well, do they have enough? They realistically should, you would think. Buster grabs the first kill, gets Ferg there as he tried to come through the Molotov, and that utility being used once again very, very well in Banana. They're forcing the T's out of there, and they're going to rotate back up through second mid. And this is something which I've noticed just from my observations here, Karath. GUTS don't actually play mid control, they play second mid control, and that's what's getting them caught out a little bit here. They play too far on the side of the A site, and it's not making Control.VP scared of that B hit. And as such, look, they are still trying to line this one up, but once again, Control.VP, every time they've GUTS have hit that site, they seem to have their number.
Yeah, and this works back down towards the teamwork that Control.VP have on the B side, just the communication where they've done the same practice routine I don't know how many times. So you can see Buster and Nickez, I mean, these grenades are coming out just perfectly on time. It's just denying any information from GUTS. There's nothing they can do. We see Ang. He's been stuck here for the past 20 seconds, just thinking about what to do. Now he's going to be jumping up. Buster was watching that line for pretty much the last 20 seconds. He's going to get his head ripped off. That said, though, Fluke managed to wrap all his way towards Diggity. Unfortunately, was unable to really make anything happen of it, and now the rest of GUTS now trying to come onto the side, but Buster, just a little bit too strong, is going to clean up with the quadra kill in the end. 1 Molotov and 3 AWP kills, so... I think just going back to the points where you said GUTS did not have mid control, I think it's primarily down to also they don't have an AWP, and it's also down to the reason that SAR actually actively peaks mid a lot. We see them try, stacking 2-3 top mid. It doesn't work as SAR flashes and just peaks them and just takes out 2 or 3. There's no AWP backing them up so far. I haven't seen them buy a single AWP this half, so even when they've had the cash to do so. Now maybe just a fast mid train just going straight through the Molotov, but they're just completely blind. SAR just taking out Ferguson once again, the first man to die. GUTS have to recalibrate and go somewhere else, but I mean, SAR more than happy to hide, and he's going to spot out a couple. He does have his backup from one of his teammates. Now they're all coming all over. SAR does manage to pick up the last player inside jungle. JZ does fall. The bomb is down, however. Flank trying to find a kill. Nice headshot to Nickez. Just surrounded by counter-terrorists, not much he can do as his life is now forfeit. I don't think it's a healthy angle for his leg to bend over in, but that's okay.
He's dead at that point. No one really cares. But 9 rounds in a row straight for Control VP. And the main difference for me at the moment is the utility use. I barely have seen those Molotovs. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The incendiary grenades of Control VP are just annihilating any kind of momentum that Guts may try to get. And I'm not seeing the counter smokes on top of the mollies being used enough here, Craft, for my liking. I do think that they need to get a bit better at. They do need to get a bit better with this at the moment. I think that they're just not pushing in correctly, not taking the right battles, and they're not trading well enough for my liking. And that is one of the issues there, as we see once again 2 kills getting dropped down. Fluke picking up a double. Sorry, no, it wasn't Fluke. It was Oxy and Jay-Z picked that up.
Yeah, Fluke died a tragic death.
Fluke. He picked up Fluke and Aang is what I meant to say. And that's what happens. Like, they've lost 2 and on the back foot once again. And looking at their money, they're going to have to force by next round. They're going to try and force the issue here up through Nana. But once again, Nickers and Buster, 2G, they've held that line together, as you said, as a pair for a long time. They're very smart about it. And look, this is practically going to be 10th round to Control VP. Blank practically eats that grenade from Jay-Z from behind truck. And they're going to be pushing however they can, but they're not going to get far. Oxy picking up as double, and so does Jay-Z. And just like that, Control VP, 10 rounds in a row, looking at going 11-4 here. If they could get that off the back of a 4-10 start, a 4-0 start, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think Guts, just the execution has been letting them down. They've tried to go towards the same points again and again and again. It's just not been working out, and as we see, maybe this mid-rush will work better from this time, but no, Ferguson is the first man to die. Sar spamming through, has spotted the players coming out, but Oxy with his flashbang comes out, he gets the triple. And once again, this change in pace coming too little too late for Guts, and 1-on-5 with the Tech 9, I mean, it's possible, but highly unlikely. As Buster just cleans things up, and I mean, Control VP, just look at their economy. I think that just speaks the volume of exactly how dominating their counter-terror side was. 16k on 3 of their players, 15k on 1 more, 13k on the last, which was Nickers. And poor Nickers didn't even get to see much action, but when he did, I mean, he held his B site very well. Control VP only went 3 times towards B, and all of them were pretty much a dismal failure. All they had to, and their A site take, I have to say, was a lot more dynamic than what I've seen in the regular season. So either it's something they've just hid, or they've just worked on something new. But the aggression's definitely worked out really for them. Regardless, I mean, Guts, they're on the CT side now. We've seen these CT side Inferno comebacks happen, so we'll be good to see.
That's very true, and as we said, it is a CT sided map. So, and that was what you saw right there. If utility is used correctly, you can basically slow down their attacks. But I will say, on the credit of Control VP, they played it fantastically. However, in saying that, Guts needed to be more aggressive. They didn't force the issue, and because of that, look, that is just look, you know, that's just that was their issue there, and I think they let too many of those rounds go. And I think Control VP, it'll be very interesting. If they Control VP get the pistols here, they're on the verge of 14 rounds. So this is a very crucial round. Guts, JT though gets the opening frag, taking down Nickers. Good USP 1B there, and Ferg getting in on the action as well from jungle side, picks up 1. And it looks like they're going around the world here, Karath, heading for that B site, but they've got to make it through the gauntlet first.
Yeah, Oxy just trapped between the mincemeat grinder, so to speak. It's all up to Sar, who was just a decoy towards Nana, trying to get alert kills towards any of the counter-terrorists. And he does well to get the headshot on towards Fluke, but he's the last man left standing, and they're all coming at him from all angles. 32 HP, no armor. JT just rips his head off as he does a bit of a black flip and just dies. Control VP, I think they should have just tried rushing something instead of trying to play a little bit too smart, I guess. I mean, they tried something fancy, didn't work out. Maybe we just try some brute force, and we see a bunch of Tech 9s, and actually P250 is actually coming out for some of their players. So
yeah, bit of an anti-eco here. Control VP looks like they want to force the issue.
Yeah, definitely a stronger eco that you can buy. A bunch of utility bought up from some of their players. I mean, smoke grenades, flashbangs, HEs, armor, they definitely want to take this round, so it's not looking like they're backing down just yet. They want to try and see if they can push their lead any further. But once again, this is the opening for GUTS to actually assert their domination. I mean, if they win this round convincingly, Control.VP have no way of buying up. Even in the buy round, in the 4th round of their side, they can barely afford any utility and AKs and helmet and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, this is GUTS rounds to lose at the moment as Control.VP going to hit this A side.
Yeah, and here they come now, pushing outside of top mid, looking for their first couple of frags, and they're going to go all the way back through jungle, and they're going to try and split up this A site now. Ferg will be looking for first, can't get it. JT and Blank, though, get one. Blank with a double. 3 big kills, make that 4. And GUTS now take full control. Buster left by himself, and he is just next to Diggity, looking for any kind of kills. Looking for one, can't get it. Look for a second before finally being dropped down by Ang. Good work by GUTS, but this is what we saw last time. Control.VP, will they go for an early buy here? Currently, you reckon looks like they're going to save one more.
Oh, they can't. I mean, even in the next round, they're going to have maybe 4.4k. That's armor, helmet, AK, and either a smoke grenade, a flashbang, or an HE and flashbang.
Well, Ferg is... sorry, not Ferg. Yeah, that's very true. They're all on... Yeah, because their anti-ecos haven't come through. They took a bit of gamble and it didn't work out for them though.
Yeah, and the problem is for, I guess, Control.VP at the moment, they're going to go down 11-7. It's going to allow GUTS to have a bit more money on their side. I'm not sure if GUTS lost any players on their side. They're forced onto full Glocks as well. It's not going to be very... Well, it's going to be 90 or impossible forcing their way into either side. They have to either get the best triple dink in the world that the world has ever seen to just get a single kill. It's very difficult, as we can see. JT, I mean, he's dinked and tagged once, but he's still on 40 HP. Still able to do damage, and that was from a close range as well.
Yeah, that's very true, and Control.VP now back on the back foot. But I don't think they'll be really too upset about this round. They kind of resign themselves to losing the first 3. See if they can get anything though. That's really the idea here. Ango goes 1. Fluke going pretty big with that MP9 there. Just absolutely, it's actually quite interesting to me how the MP9 has become a bit of a fan favorite. But now the M4 is coming out. AK full buy, full utility from both sides, and we're going to be looking down the first gun round here. GUTS back to within 4, but this is their first real challenge now, having lost 11 in a row. But now we get to see what kind of strats Control.VP can give to us here, Craft.
Yeah, just a bit of an interjection. They don't have a full buy at this time. They were still lacking a bit in utility, and I mean, we've seen some of the flashbangs and Molotovs already used, and they're already drained a little bit further, and it's going to make their job more difficult in taking a site. I'm not sure what Oxy's trying to do. He can't hit these chickens. Hopefully he can get some counter-terrorists. But GUTS more than happy to play passive. Control.VP making a lot of noise, but no territory gain just as of yet. Nikaz has managed to make his way towards top 9, but the first smoke's going to pop. It's going to slow things down. Molotov's being used just to slow the push even further. This time though, Control.VP are not going to push through. It's going to take some slow control, and it may work for them if they get the first couple of opening headshots on towards the GUTS players. But the GUTS players, once again, just falling back. They don't want to risk dying towards over-peaking. So that's promising signs from both teams so far.
Yeah, and look, no one has been dropped down in this match, and so this round, I should say. Both teams kind of setting up on that A side. Both of them looking like they prefer that side of the map. Here come the nades, though. Oxy has made his way up into jungle, so actually has himself a bit of time, a bit of place to work with, but they've smoked off that library side, and they're going to be pushing up into B, though, so that's a good little incendiary. Oxy, though, finds one. That's the man on the rotate, and now they have truly the numbers advantage. Control.VP coming into the site. On top of barrels, though, sorry, of second barrels, is Fluke. He grabs 2. Aang grabs 1 before Aang only gets dropped down. 1v1 in that B bomb site. 3 versus 2 on the map. Fluke grabs 3. Try to get 4. Can't get it now. 2v1 required from Oxy to get this round going. I don't know if you said anyone know, but the time has run out and he gets found out as well. Blank drops him down. So very good work by GUTS here, forcing Control.VP to eco it up one more round. They may even have to eco up 2 here as Oxy is on 750 at the moment, Karath. So their economy is in shambles, and just like that, GUTS, as we said, proving this CT side of map, especially the lower divisions when utility may not be on point as some of the Div 1 players. Like we said, just becomes something that is going to be very very interesting to watch because Guts, with the momentum now, are within 3, but Control.VP could easily bring it back.
Yeah. Look,
It'll be hard, but they could bring it back.
I'd just like to go back towards the previous round where all busted down to 6 HP. Sorry, I thought he was on 8 HP, but looks like they may think about busting up mid. No pun intended. Just going back to the previous round, I'd just like to mention that it was a lot of work done actually by Fluke. He got 3 kills that round to just hold off the aggression. They're just charging hard towards Ferguson at the moment. Ferguson getting 1 kill already with a Molotov. JT also getting another one. Suddenly, it's Sar the last man left standing as Blank just peeks out from Meme Pit and gets the double. A very, very quick eco round all over. Oxy will be able to forward up. This is their 5th round loss in a row, so to speak. So they're able to get pretty much full buys as long as they get the bomb plant down. But we've only seen the bomb plant once, which was... Oh no, we haven't even seen the bomb plant actually go down yet from Control.VP in this entire round, entire T-half, which is quite worrying. This is their 2nd buy round though. They have to do a lot better work to see if we can force the issue open. Nick is peeking through. This is exactly how they want to start, getting the first frag onto an over-aggressive Fluke who was unable to respond.
Yep, and now with the man advantage, we have to have a look and see what the boys from Control.VP can give us. As we said, this is a very important round, if only for their mentality state, Karath, for them to prove that they can actually win some offensive rounds. And that is very important in Counter-Strike because if you do not actually believe you can win especially on a defensive-sided map, it becomes a very hard slog and what we like to call the grind. So you need to try and grind it out a little bit here. Things don't seem to be going your way. They need to be getting a couple more kills, but they're going to be working B-side once again. Fergo is going to put that incendiary defensive and gets mollied out. Oxy will grab one, and they very well use of the utility at the moment has given them access to that B-bomb site. Ooh, we've got JZ still sitting in 2nd mid. He's going to try and pick out some rotators here. He could actually pick up Blank if Blank is not looking. But we also have JT and Ferg already at CT Con and CT Spawn, I should say. They're not going to go for this one here, Karath. They're just going to save, and that is fantastic for the boys. Oh, Blank, just look to your right, mate. There's another one there. I can't get JZ. He did get one, though, Buster, who was getting aggressive down Banana. But that's going to be the first round of the half to Control.VP, breaking the streak at 5 rounds and puts them 1 round closer towards those GGs. Control.VP now need to string a couple together to get their economy going. Considering they only lost 1 person, though, there, that's very good work. So they'll have they'll have the money to play with.
Yeah, we saw a snowball effect just happening there. As soon as the first player... As soon as you lose the first player in B, it really makes the last player's job really difficult, and good Molotovs to chase them out of new box, so he couldn't go back to the position, was forced into a very, very open position, and as a result, nothing he could do. Nickhead's going to do it again. I mean, he's thinking about pushing through this time. Looks like he's just going to play a little bit more safely. The rest of Control.VP more than happy just to get map control at the stage. Mid is left open, however. Bit of spammage going in towards CT Apps, but Buster gets the first kill into JT. I think he was peeking a little bit too aggressively for this round.
Yep. And I don't know if Guts were getting a little bit over-aggressive or maybe getting a little cocky in the fact that they were feeling good on their defensive side, but Control.VP slowing them down here just by getting those opening frags. They get the frag, and then they force Guts realistically to make the move here. They don't necessarily know where that move is, but generally they're hoping that they can force a little bit of a rotate. Ferg would have heard that little bit of damage there, so he's got to be very careful. JZ, as he comes out of this door, he only tries to shoulder peek it, but Ferg too quick on the trigger will drop him down, making it a 4 versus 4. But once again, this B push now is on the way. Good little nades from Control.VP. Now that site once again is under their control. They've blocked off Con, and they blocked off Con the background of Con, I should say. Is the bomb going to go down? They're going to get this bomb planted anytime soon? Yes, they do. There it is. So, Guts are close here, but with 4 and 4 on the rotate, this is going to be very interesting to see. Guts need to make the move here. I have to guess, you say momentum here still with Control.VP on this retake.
Yeah, this is the last smoke grenade used, though. As soon as these smokes fade and the flashes come out from the counter-terrorists, it's going to begin the retake, but that's a good start. Nick is getting it's a 1-for-1 trade. Sar's been spotted out towards Nana, Blank charging through. He's going to find one at the back of sight. They're going to find Saar, but Buster coming out from Barbecue is going to be able to get two. Saar also able to pick one up from Nana as well. So
From Old Yeller. I like to call that spot Old Yeller.
Old Yeller. I like to call that Generator.
Yeah, well, because you know, depending on what it was Generator or Yellow or whatever you used to call it. And I used to always it was always called Yellow whenever I was casting. When they got rid of it, I call it Old Yeller. But not a lot of people get that reference because unless you played Counter-Strike Source and played the competitive, you know, or played Inferno in the first couple of years of Inferno. Or was it ever in Go? I don't know if it was in Go.
No, it was never in Global Offensive.
No, yeah, that's right. They took it out of, like, in one of the last patches of Source, they took it out. And
it was very sad.
It was a sad day for Yellow, but so I call it Old Yeller. But a lot of people still don't understand me when I say that. But as we've been saying, that Control.VP have forced Guts back onto the pistol round, and this is a very big round now coming up. Guts will be, if they keep this up, 5 rounds behind and must win every single round without losing one to stop it from not going into overtime. So Control.VP will be feeling fantastic about themselves here, having stopped the momentum of Guts here, Karath, putting their own stamp onto their offensive rounds. Their aim seems to have gotten a little bit sharper, but overall, I think you'd agree with me in saying that I think Guts probably a bit sharper at the moment, but the utility work by Control.VP just making them out. In saying that, Nickez is easily the standout for me from Control.VP at the moment. He is standing tall, and he is absolutely... I'll show you. He's not... Well, he's been... no, sorry, let me rephrase that. He hasn't been the guy getting the most frags, but he's been putting himself into the positions for his team. But Jay-Z, once again, though, getting a big kill in con.
Yeah, he's gotten the high impact kills on the T-Star, which they've needed. He's gotten the kills onto Nana whenever they've gone towards Nana, able to stay alive and at least get 1 or 2 before he dies, which is really crucial as a terrorist. It's very easy to actually lose the first frag and get overstorm. Buster as well, playing quite well on the T side. I mean, it's all about the high impact frags at the end of the day. Now it's all up to Ferguson to stay alive.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. He gets the kills when he needs to, and he seems to be always the one flicking the kills.
Yes, and you know, you can go, sometimes you can go 0-13 on the CT side and you can still hold the sides. You've just died on every single, I don't know, because you die when you're chasing on a 1v4, 4v1 chase, and you die every single time. It's very unfortunate. Just like Blank, it was very unfortunate to run out into 3 terrorists.
I think as well, it depends on the role of your team. I mean, if you're an entry fragger, you're expected to get that high kind of kill because that's your job. You're supposed to get 1 or 2 per round. So, but the Nickez, who seems to be one of those clutch kings from, you know, you played in the fantasy, but we do see the Scar, the Dak for JT at the moment. So the CTs trying to change things up a little bit here, give themselves any kind of advantage. We'll see whether or not this one actually works out for them. That will be sitting over at Boiler. I don't know if they've heard it yet, though.
I don't think they have. I mean, they can hear a scope, but sorry, just give me one moment. I just realised something.
That's alright, whilst you fix that up.
Yep,
though.
I fixed it. I
Yeah,
had
it's
the
all
console open. I just realised my view model was not on my right hand because I was using the silenced M4. I have the weirdest habit sometimes. I cannot use the A4 with the left hand model, but I can't use the silenced M4 with the right hand model. It's just something psychological in my head, which is wrong.
Are you left-handed?
No.
Then you're just weird.
I am very strange.
Oh, now they know about it though. JT grabbing the opening frag on just outside top of mid. Ferg grabs Saar as he is jogging back down towards mid. So 2 kills, and that was the change of pace Guts needed here. 3 kills. All that is remaining between 10th round here. Control.VP now forced a bit on the back foot. They're going to try and work this B-side once again. Oh, the AK spray from Jay-Z. Can't get it. The job done. Ferg will finally take him out. Fluke gets spotted out. Fluke with a big double. Big shot from there. He likes that spot. And just like that, Guts now. Get another round. A very, very needed round. And they're going to close this one up. So, Control.VP, they've got enough money for the buy-up here. Do they have enough money for another buy-up next round? They should have enough money next round for maybe a partial buy, but it wouldn't surprise me that there's just one here, Karath, to just to save and give themselves a better round. But Oxy picks up Ferg as he got very aggressive in centre mid.
I think Ferg got very unlucky. Oxy pulled off an amazing shot to bring his head off, and Oxy is dinked from that. So it wasn't... I think that I think that was a correct call. As in, that was a percentage play to try to get some control because you had that autocannon top of mid, you had the grenades going down mid, I believe so. It's just very unfortunate it didn't work out. I mean, in that position, if the terrorist doesn't check it, a counter terrorist can easily get 2 kills and instantly gain that second mid control for his teammates. Regardless, Control VP now up a man, deciding where they want to go. As Fluke is actually pushed out of the edge of the smoke now on side of the haystack, ready to strike. But once again, he dinks someone, but unfortunately falls. It's quite tragic as Ag now is playing this close position, has a lot of work to do, and he does it really well. Gets 3 kills, but he does fall down the end. JT gonna have to spam through the smoke. He's not gonna find anything just as we get. CT is gonna be re-smoked up, but Oxy on the fast rotate blank's gonna hear him out. And now it's all off to Sa. I mean, Sa has got 1 kill so far, but really Ang, the man of the moment for Guts, just then able to get those 3 frags.
Yeah, and Guts. We'll be looking at trying to get this one. Sa. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, he was given a reprieve, but couldn't make use of it. Blank though. Too good with that M4. The M4A1 doing its job here. So Control VP are they going to eco 1?
I think Sa can drop a couple of pistols.
Yeah, he's going to drop a couple of pistols. They're going to just anti-eco up here, and then they're going to try and get a couple of kills and try and line up the home stretch here, the home run, I guess you could say.
He actually didn't drop any pistols, so he's actually... I think he dropped maybe 1 or 2. No, he's bought armor and a full set of utilities, so didn't drop any pistols, but still able to do some damage.
Yep. Well, Control VP though still looking like they want to get back into this one. They want to get back into it. They are leading, but realistically, all of the it's all with Guts here. It's Guts' game to lose at this point in time. Control VP doing what they can to keep their economy from falling over. Guts using their utility, still have a couple more smokes and flashes they can use at the top of the mid here. But this is going to be a smoke push from Control VP, you would think, just trying to get those smokes. However, the smoke has still got a bit of a gap, and that auto sniper with JT can go to town and rip apart these terrorists. There's the second smoke, followed by the good flashes. JT gets 1 before Ferg, but they've traded 2 for true, and now the auto sniper is in the hand of Buster. Buster puts it directly to use and picks up 1. And just like that, that is the danger of buying the Dak. If you lose it and goes into your opponent's hands, it becomes a very scary thing. Blank gets spotted out in pit though. He gets a bit of binkage for his trouble. But it is 2 fully stocked CTs versus a couple of partial Ts here. Blank grabs 1. Can't get another. Nickez though, he will be able to get that. Makes it a 2 versus 1. And just like that, it is all up to Ang. He has got to make his way through library. And he needs to clutch this one. Essentially, he can't save. He needs to go for it. He's not even going to get the chance because Nickez strafes out from on site, spots him up in library, and just like that, it is match point. And Control VP, 1 round away here from taking their first map. Control VP, though, this was their map picks. Perhaps you would think Guts, having picked Dust 2, would be feeling confident going into that one. But Control VP doing a good job. Not over yet, but only a partial buy here from Guts.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well force up. I mean, if you lose, you can't buy anymore, so you might as well buy whatever you can at this stage, right?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
I mean, you can't eco and go, right, guys, we're going to play 16-11.
Look, that is what logic would suggest, Corrupt.
Oh, that's true. I've seen players on the final round just buy a Deagle and still have like 3k, and I'm like, where's the armor, where's the grenades? It's the final round.
Hell, with 3k, if you wanted to go glass cannon, you could even nearly buy an AK.
Well, it's definitely more powerful than Deagle, just instead of going for low situational plays with the Desert Eagle, you could always buy, Galil with armor.
Wanted to change his name to Juan.
But didn't you hear they're building a wall in Mexico soon? Well, regardless, I mean, I think Control VP, they are thinking about edging their way slowly into Diggity. Maybe a flash coming through. Ferguson, though, in a good position to do some damage if he isn't caught out, and he is caught out, unfortunately. Wow. Bit slow to react, and this is the trigger for them to actually go towards the B side, but Fluke gets the first kill. He's going to reload the CZ. Now going to cross back in, but I think he's going to die very shortly. He's crossed the sandbags. Manages to dink Buster, does really well to do some damage now. But Oxy on the other side, able to get a flank. Blank shuts him down. It's now all a 2-on-3. JT has been smoked off. Spamming through, just spams a little bit too early to get any frags, but he has managed to make his way towards the garden. It's his time to shine at the moment, and he is shining bright.
Like a diamond. Sorry, that's the worst musical reference that I've ever put into a cast.
Shame.
Sorry, that's right. I've done worse though. However, Buster, low HP, big clutch needed by him. Both of them are in con though, so this is ill-advised by Guts. They should be coming at him from two different situations here. That time is ticking down. They're going to wait till the smoke kind of gets out of the way. Buster puts the flash in here in Old Yeller. And there is the Molotov. He just needs to bring the time down, and he's doing a fantastic job about it. Even if he dies here. Not enough. Not enough done. Guts has still in it. He nearly did enough in that 2v1 clutch, but Guts. They have lost a lot of members here, so they still can't fully buy up. Enough for M4 and armor if they wanted it. It'd only be body armor, maybe a defuse, but it depends on what they go here. But Control.VP forced onto the partial buy here, Kraft.
Yeah, I mean, they still have a full set of utility. It's crucial to note that even though it's a Tech 9, I mean, Oxy just does not rely on entry fragging per se. He relies on just getting a nice lurker position going, see if he can, make a good position into a site, get a couple of flank kills, and Nick is playing very aggressively. This is the correct call. The counter-terrorists are not watching this because they believe the terrorists will not push up aggressively and fluke. Maybe the first man to fall if Nickez does not spam through the columns. Because shooting through columns is never a good idea in this game.
Nah, bullets still don't penetrate like you'd want them to. Control.VP though, have got a bit of work to do here. They need to close out this map. It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be very interesting to see if they can here. They do have the number advantage on this site. They get the opening frag. That's exactly what they need to do. Fluke has been spotted out at the back of Mangoes. Gets one. There's the Molly trying to keep him out of this. He's going to burn, baby, burn. Start getting dropped down. ZZ grabs one as well. He picks up JT. Ferg through the smoke. Whoa! Ends up getting JZ there. And now it is a 2 versus 2. That bomb ticking away. Once again, Guts need to make the move here, and it is all up to them. The smoke at Con forces them down in through the main entrance of this site. One is spotted out, and here they go. They're going to have to force onto this site soon. Saar with 1v1. He just needs to hold. Go. There it is, GG! They did enough! And map number 1 going the way of Control.VP here, Karath. Well done to Control.VP. We will be going to Dust 2 for map number 2. But, wow, that was a fantastic map. Fantastic game from both of these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, we saw just domination mainly from the counter-terrorist side, but at the end of the day, just Control.VP were able to adapt on the T side, able to get the crucial entry frags. I don't think in any of the rounds where Guts actually played the T side, they were able to get any decent entry frags in. They were never able to play that 5v4 or 5v3. They were always down a member early, then down 2 members. There was nothing they could really do. So just that first frag percentage, they really need to lift that. And they do that by killing things, which may sound very easy at this level, but unfortunately it isn't so. If it was that easy.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I
I know exactly what you mean, and well, look, they did enough, and that's really all we can say about it. It's really, they just needed to do enough to hold on, and their attacking half was just better than the boys from Guts. Guts did not win a full-on rifle round in the second half. It didn't happen on their offensive side, and that was a problem. So they need to sort that out coming into their offensive half here in Dust 2 if they want to stand a chance.
Yep. Alright, we'll just go for a quick short break at the moment, and we'll be right back with map 2 of what is going to be Dust 2. So I hope you guys join us back very shortly.
I'll take us back to times when lives were similar and times that all seemed easier. Don't be afraid, I'll be the one to guide you through this endless maze. Don't look so sad, your crying eyes won't dry. You gotta drive with both headlights so we can see the world and we'll run away together like come close to me. I'll whisper in your ear the things that we could be. I'll drown us in the purple drapes that you were clothed in. We could live like royalty. I'll sing to you like a radio that's held beneath your window. Don't look so sad, your crying eyes won't dry. You gotta drive with both headlights so we can see the world and we'll run away together like
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second map of what is going to be Guts versus Control.VP. Neba, are you there?
Yeah, mate, I'm here and I'm raring to go, mate. We had a cracker of a map one, and look, we're on the proverbial sun of Counter-Strike, Dust 2 for the second map for what could be the deciding map of this series. Guts, though, have shown potential, just couldn't get it done on their attacking side.
Where else have I heard this word potential before?
I don't know. I'm probably in a lot of times you've casted with me.
I don't maybe CLG? Kappa?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Team Liquid?
Yeah, the potentials.
The potential to get into the finals is always great.
Well, like we said, both of these two teams, I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd made the semi-finals. However, they've been they got matched up against each other in the first round, in the round of 8. And Control.VP, I think that they were going. I called this one at 2-1. I thought that this was their map, their series to win. Given the way that the Guts started, they showed a lot of potential. However, it just kind of turned into a bit of a stomping, I guess. The scoreline showed 4 rounds, but that defensive effort from Control.VP just couldn't be matched by their own from Guts.
Yeah, and it was just, once again, just the first pick. I honestly believe just the entry fragging from Control.VP was just that little bit stronger than what Guts had, and as a result, I mean, 11 rounds in a row on the counter side, it looked like Guts were going to give it right back at them, winning, I think, 6 or 7 straight rounds in a row. But then, as we saw, as soon as they lost one round with that auto cannon, it just kind of snowballed in reverse for them, and then they started losing round after round after round. And even though Guts tried to stabilize and try to come back, unfortunately, they were just unable to do so. They just had not enough margin to complete it. But regardless, let's get live underway. We are going directly into the game. I just have to wait until I think the Guts and Control.VP, they finish their knifing before I actually update the score. So I'm just going to take that off for now.
Yeah, that's all right. But so as you said, we do have the knife round coming up. So of course the they all head down to long to sort out who gets the I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. Yeah, I'm always a fan of the knife round. I mean, I've become less of a fan of casting the knife round, as a lot of people like me to do. But Control VP, they're going to get the knife round once again. The question is, are they going to stay or are they going to change? This will be very interesting
They
to
voted to
see
stay.
that. Yeah, they're going to stay. So they're going to go offensive for their first half. And look, I will admit, I'm a little surprised. Generally, teams, I don't know why, Karath, but generally teams like to defend for their opening half. Maybe it's because they lets them get them settled into the rhythm of the game. Maybe it's because it takes a little bit of the pressure off. I don't know. But look, this is a little bit of surprise.
Dust 2 is, unless you have a really good T side or a really good CT side, what is that noise? Is that the... Okay, I thought it was a Bowie knife coming out, but it really depends on, I guess, if you're comfortable with the opening frag, or if you're comfortable with more defensive play. And I think Control VP are more comfortable with just going aggressive. I mean, they've had to go aggressive in the last map, as you've rightfully said, so they're more than happy to continue that tradition going. Tradition, I even say that correctly.
Yeah.
So that way, it's up for Guts to play reactionary. They can do whatever they want and just see what Guts like doing, or what Guts like playing defensively, do they like playing aggressively. You know, can they find exploits on the map, so to speak? So
Yeah, I agree. I actually quite like Dust 2 because it went through a period where not a lot of people were playing it because it just seemed to be a bit stagnant. But then utility control became a lot more not favored, I think is the word. I need to pull out my thesaurus. It became a lot more prioritized. Different nade spots, different nade locations, and all of a sudden this map opened up again because you actually had a lot of options that you could take on your offensive side. Oxy now coming back in through lower dark. We'll be able to grab one, and he grabs. There's a good two down there, but Guts now trying to get control, coming up through long onto ramp. They need to be careful here. They are going to go straight for the defusers. Blank. They pick up one. Blank now looking for two. Oh, he picks up one. He's got no kit though. They've got to get him. Peek that defuser. Oh, can't get it. Has he got enough time? Yes, he does. He will get that defuse. And Guts once again starting the way they started. Map number 1 in front. But the question is, how long can they keep that going for here? Control VP looking pretty good there. They're going to eco up once again. If they get another bomb plant, they will go for that buy on round number 3 here.
yeah, I think they can still force up the buy in the next round. But we see a scout coming out of Ferguson immediately just to see if he can get some meat control. There is a terrorist hopping about, being a little bit of a nuisance. I'm not sure who that is. It looks like it is Sar trying to get some control. Ferguson watching the cross is going to go towards the B site. 2 of them holding towards there, while the rest of the terrorists just waiting. But I think this is a low percentage play that they're going into. Oxy does have the smoke grenade and flashbang ready to go, but Fluke's already made his way towards the back of B site, so they should be able to... I think the terrorists may be able to get control of the site. There's the first smoke grenade.
Yeah, and well, we'll see how they actually go here. They're all going to push in, and in comes the train. Early scalp, can it be put to use? Fluke puts the flash up, trying to get one. He actually pings 3 of them. They find the bomb. The MP9 going to work. Fur grabbing 1, 2 for JT. Fluke also gets in on that. Oxy finally grabs another. But it was all for naught. They get a couple of kills there, though, so that's all right. Forcing Guts to rebuy a couple of weapons. No bomb plant, but they are going to force the issue here, Karath. They are going to go early AKs, even though they didn't get the bomb plant on map. Not map, round number 2. So they got one of them, and a good little start here. Now this is a bit of a risk, but if it pays off, then well, they'll be. I guess you wouldn't call it a gamble. I guess you could call it strategy.
Yeah, it's a standard third round buy that comes out when teams get the bomb down in either the first or second round without investing too heavily in the second round. So not a surprise to see AKs up this early, because the theory is that even though sure you have less utility on a map like Dust 2 where you have more big potential, the counter-terrorists cannot upgrade towards an M4 just as of yet. They have to still stay with whatever guns they had, which were FAMASas and SMGs. They will have a full set of grenades to use, but that's the only thing that have an advantage at the moment. Is you can see the firepower actually in the favor of Control VP as opposed to Guts, because you don't earn that much cash from actually winning 2 rounds in a row. You still have to invest a lot back in armor, back into grenades, back into weapons if you've died. So they're just going straight onto the A site. Ferguson holding this for the scout. They don't realize that some of them have dropped, and all of a sudden he's caught in a very poor position. And the terrorist just taking control all over the map at the moment, as we see just picks just flying at it everywhere. Fluke, the last man left standing, but he was spotted out by Sa, who is tagging him through the wall. Fluke does well to get 1 kill. Unlucky not to get the second.
But that's a good 3rd round. They only lost 1 player there, Karath, and that's exactly what they would have wanted. They would have wanted to keep a hold of as many guns as they can, and they have now forced Guts back onto the pistols, back onto their own eco, and of course, economy round. If you're just tuning in for the first game of Counter-Strike, welcome. But Guts on the back foot again here, and that was like I said, the gamble worked out for them. They're actually stacking mid control here. This is very interesting. They're going to push pretty hard out, expecting some big play from the boys from Control.VP. They haven't. They've actually a lot of information now given to them, and they've got to be careful here because they could walk into the meat grinder. That is, of course, side room or bedroom, whatever you call it, side door, whatever your calls do call it. Nickers grabbing 2, grabbing 3. Buster gets in on that action, and Fluke, the last man remaining, coming up through backyard, up through T-spawn now. This is going to be another round to Control.VP. They're not going to even lose a member here. They shouldn't lose a member here, is what I should say. Because the Caster Coast will probably strike right about now.
Yeah, he'll pull off a 1v5 clutch now because of you.
Yeah.
Shame.
But, well, I'd love to see it if he could pull off the 1v5. Hells yeah.
It'd be good. I mean, QSP, no armor, 1v5 clutch. That's definitely YouTube material right there.
Bomb ticking away now. He's currently sitting on side of short.
I think he just wants to see if he can risk getting an exit with the terrorist not checking the line closely enough. You know, all you need at the time is, if you find one of the lower HP terrorists, you know, all you need to do is just tap in the body and go, how you duty. With players with a little bit more HP, a headshot and maybe 2 body tags at close range will work out well for them. But Fluke was unable to find anything. I mean, Control.VP, I think, sensed that, okay, he's going to try and get at least 1 gun because some of us are low, so let's just all go together and exit together. So they all went towards long. It was a party in pit to try to take down the Dust 2 boss, so to speak.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, but look, as you said, this is I'll go back to an earlier point you made of that Dust 2 being a relatively even map. It is, like I said, it is the poster boy of map design. A lot of maps basically have this idea of two channels, I guess you could call it, with the side lane. But it has proven to be that, depending on the sides playing it, it can be quite the demon to some teams, because some teams think they know it, but then they come and they just get absolutely wrecked. Control.VP have grabbed the first kill, so Guts once again on the pistol round, now 1 man down. This you would think should be going the way of Control.VP this round. They're going to smoke a crossover, still just going to double check site. Nickez from on side of Plateau right now. They're going to double check car. They still don't know where they are yet. Now is that Molly going to reach him? No, it won't. So they still don't actually know he's up there. He could get 1. Oh, he gets out now and actually gets a bit of a kill. So that's good work by him. Star will grab 1. They're going to be careful about their spray now. And look, this could have been a good round for Guts if they all pushed simultaneously. But unfortunately for them, they're just being picked off one at a time here, Karath. They all get picked off, only picking up Nickez. And just like that, 3 rounds, Control.VP take the lead once again. Full buy up now for both sides coming in. And, well,
double AWP setup.
Yeah, double AWP for Guts. This is going to be very interesting to see what they do with it.
This is very strong at just holding positions and just holding them defensively and just making sure that terrorists can't really come out and take those preferred long positions, such as, well, now we see the AWP is secured mid, but once you sit it at the back of B platform, there's no real way of a terrorist getting onto site unless you get an amazing headshot going. Where I think the other AWP is sitting towards short. A very aggressive position, needs to be careful not being overwhelmed, but once again, just using these pick and fall back lines, which are quite strong. They are coming up short at the moment. Oxy the first man to fall, so Blank getting the first frag. This is going to be very useful for Guts. So Control.VP still insistent on going through short.
Yep, and it's working out for them. So don't change what ain't broke, essentially. But they're going to back off a little bit here. They've lost the first pick. Aang has got a pretty nice angle here. So if they pick incorrectly here come the smokes. He's going to be able to get the advantage. You think, oh, he does get flacked, but they pick him off, and he unfortunately couldn't make it go there, Karath. And just like that, Control VP now with some control at long, but will they commit to it? That's the question.
They can't commit just yet. There's no player at short helping them out. Nikez is the man playing the lurker position, but he's done a bit of a botch job and just completely caked it on Fluke. So they've lost the short aggression. So now they're being boxed in and sandwiched in. There's only one way for them to go, so they have to get a couple of amazing entries on towards these CT players. Blank fallen down off the site, so entry has been granted for these players. Aim deal going off, not going well in the favour of any of the players from Control VP, as suddenly Star last man left standing, trying to find plays. He's found two. Still alive somehow.
Goes a bit ham there, and he's going to get the bomb plan out of this one. If he gets the right pick, which is going to be a big ask, if he gets it though,
he knows where both players are.
Yeah, but the question is, who's going to peek first? And Ferg will get him. He was on a lot of low HP. It's a lot of low HP. Yeah, a lot of 9 HP, essentially. He was on 9 HP. A lot of no HP now. He gets it. Guts get their third round. Good. This is a tighter game here in this best of 3 series, of course. Guts need to take this one out to force it on to Kaish. This is Guts' map pick. But Control VP, you'd have to argue, though, still looking like the favourites here, Karath. Being in the position they are. The double orb set up once again from Guts coming out. So they like that double orb line, and they take it at the expense of some M4s.
Yeah, I mean, look, double AWP, there's nothing wrong with the double AWP setup on Dust 2. We've seen it just work very well, just players holding the defensive lines. Blank looks like he's playing the roamer position, but Control VP may just be deciding to go straight out mid, and they have decided to go right out mid. They found Fluke, he's just caught in the middle. He is a sitting duck. All up to Ferguson, and this is now the issue, actually having just a single AWP. He has to hold this by himself, gets one, he has to go absolutely huge, unable to do so, barely missing their head. Now Sa actually on the lurk, dropping down, able to find Blank, both AWPers neutralized. JT looking behind, Stickers floating above his head. He is outside of B, while Aang has managed to rotate all the way into T-spawn. Oh no, JT is in a really, really poor situation. He's going to be turned into a bit of a barbecue just before Anzac Day.
Bit of Korean barbecue for your Wednesday night Counter-Strike?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm always good. I'm always good for Korean barbecue.
Who isn't really? And if you haven't, you are missing out. Cooking your own meat and then eating it directly off a hot plate. I didn't think I could like meat more, and then I was introduced to Korean barbecue. Enough about tasty meats.
Well,
or will we continue the tasty meat conversation?
Well, why not? I mean...
Well, why not?
Why not? I mean, Guts are going to be forced another eco. Not much they can do at this stage. Control VP's economy is spiraling a little bit out of control. We saw some of the players even then having 10k after losing just that one round just then. So, Control VP, once again, just able to really change it up and execute towards the positions where they need to. So they're doing their job admirably well. Buster coming out, getting 1 kill. Sa also getting another one. Buster, he's actually going for the triple, but he's also dinked now and he needs to fall back, but he does actually re-peek towards it. All up to Fluke to hold it on B side right now, but I don't think there's much he can do. So let's just talk about Korean barbecues instead.
Yeah, what's your favorite kind of? What do you like? Do you like this? Do you like the thin fillet steak, or are you a pork kind of man?
I do like the beef better than the pork. That's because mainly I have a lot of pork dishes at home. When I grew up, we have pork as the majority in terms of our Chinese dishes.
Yep. Well, there you go. But as well, you know, if people didn't tune in for our riveting CS commentary, they were certainly tuned in for our riveting meat conversations. Yeah, pretty much. But Control VP, I've got the advantage here, forcing the pistol issue once again onto the Guts side. So they will most likely be losing this round. If they do, they will be on the back of maybe could be going down to the 8-3 path here. Ferg is currently sitting on the back of site, so he will have control over on that A side. However, he's got to be careful here because here come the flashes, smoking crossover. They will do the little pop flash. into the crossover area. He's sitting behind the short box, so they still don't know he's there. Spot one out at short, and Ferg pokes out, and grabs one. Gives away his position, however, and does get incendiaried or mollied, whatever you call it. The molly for the tees. Mollied off that position. They're going to plant safe short here, and they get control now. But it is a 4 versus 3. Damage needs to be done, but it looks like Guts aren't even going to contest this, Karath. And I don't know if that's I don't know if that's advised. I mean, they don't have armor. They only have upgraded pistols. You'd really think they'd want to be trying to get some exit frags or something here to put Control.VP at a disadvantage.
Very difficult to try to get any exit frags on a terrorist team that's as well disciplined as Control.VP, and they know it. They just have to hope that Control.VP go aggressively frag hunting, but at the same time, Control.VP, they just go, you know what, we don't need to go kill them. We stand to lose, what, 4k? They stand to lose 500. It's not worth the risk. They just let them come to us. We've got this 4-man setup going for us, and we can see this blank. He had to play aggressively. JT coming out towards the last moment, but I think he hit one of the players once. It's just a matter of risk. In these competitive games, you want to take the minimal risk possible. You want to save your own guns and build up a bank. Look at that. Buster's got 15k. So does Saar.
Yeah, that's very true, I suppose.
But if they died, yeah.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised that Guts didn't go seeking. I think they probably could have afforded to at this point in the game. But Control.VP move ever closer to the magic 8 number, trying to give themselves an automatic lead into halftime. And considering that this is their attacking half, they have proven to be a very, very good CT side. They use their utility, so their Molotovs, their smokes extremely well. And now they're going to push up short on towards his A-bomb side at the moment. Flashing, are they going to commit to it though? That's the question. Maybe trying to force out a bit of a rotate. But Guts not falling for it. Nickers was going to go to lower dark, but he's now going to continue and try and maybe get a peek in uppers at the moment if he can. But they may commit to this bedroom side once again. Yes, they do. It's going to be Aang. He's going to be looking for the first kill. Does he spot out one? Yes, he does. Gets the first kill. Sees the bomb. And they're going for more. Blank comes through the smoke. Can't get it. And who's that? That's going to be Saar. Now, he's going to be looking in through bedroom. Ferg grabs Nickers. That was as he tried to push in through the B-bomb site. But now this looks like it could be Guts around to win here. Oxy coming through short. Drops down into CT spawn. Trying to make a bit of a distraction. Look for one. He goes spots up one. And that was Ferg. That's a big frag. It could force out a couple. Oh, good little molly from Saar. Doesn't actually get anything. Oh, he plays the risky game. Had he waited, he could have got it. But now 2 orbs on the side of Guts. They get the double orb set up once again for free. And Control.VP here, still in the lead. But this battle is a lot closer here, Karath. They are certainly bringing it on and certainly need to, because if they lose, they are out of the finals.
Yeah, so that's it. Control.VP played that long take a little bit poorly. Having only 3 players out when you had 1B, probably not the smartest. I think you're just being a little bit too overconfident, think you can completely win aim deals. Probably just need to consolidate, re-gather together and go, okay, that was a little bit silly, but let's play a little bit, let's play properly now. So let's get our players working together, get them coordinated well. Like, very unlucky actually not to get the pick. It was well timed, but the players have made their way up short, and they should have short control very shortly. Ha ha ha. No? No laughter there?
Ha.
Thanks.
You're welcome. This is why you keep me around, Karath. I keep you grounded, mate.
It was a terrible pun. I'm not gonna lie. It was horrendous.
Look, you have to be in specific moods to enjoy a good pun. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we'll see how this attack on short goes for Control.VP here. They get the first kill, but they're not committing. They're trying to force a rotate out here and actually going to take some mid control. Ferg gets one. Does he get a second? Can't get it. He did get 2 kills though. But Jay-Z and Saar both go huge, picking up 2 kills and 1 for Saar. And Luke now the last CT remaining, and that should have been Guts round, you would have thought, but very, very good play by Control.VP there. They smoked off CT spawn. They smoked off crossover, not allowing any help from the A site, and then they took mid control and closed it off there.
Yeah, Guards money has been completely reset. Their loss advantage as well, completely reset as well. That AWP also tagging Fluke through the very edge, so Oxy is now charging down. Needs to be wary of lurking counter-terrorists, ninjas in the smoke. But he's safe and sound at the moment, as he has managed to make his way up short. So has the bomb, as they are now charging through. Ang has been spotted out. Did he just get a jumping tink on Oxy with the USB?
I think he did.
Wow. Just wow. That's all I have to say. They are pushing out a short though, and they should be able to win this. I mean, with the AK in range, you'd have to play very, very poorly to lose this against USPs and a P2K.
Yeah, no, that's very, very true. But now they've got full control of this A site. They've got short control. They have to be careful though, because Guts are going to be coming for it. Fluke can't get the kill. Oxy can't get the kill. And they are going to molly off and flash off short. They don't know how many are there. They know at least one is. And Nikos is going to be looking. He gets one. Can he get another? Yes, he does. One to go. It's Aang. Oh, he spots him up with the USP. Not quick enough on the trigger. And 8 rounds go. Control.VP. 4 rounds up now. And this is dangerous now for Guts. Craft, they need to get a couple more frags if they want to get back into this match. Control.VP will be feeling great about themselves. They will be up going into the half. But certainly you would think they could probably at least get another 2 there. And look at that. The smack talk in chat. Love to see the banter.
Yeah, I think both of these teams have played against each other enough to let it slide off each other, like the water off the back of a duck while it's swimming.
Not enough good banter these days, in my opinion.
No, there's good banter, and then there's just really bad, disrespectful talk, and unfortunately sometimes it slides towards just disrespectful talk. And Nick
it must be said, banter and insults are 2 completely different things.
Yes.
And I think when we all learn the difference between the 2, good, fun banter makes this game so much more fun.
Yeah, debatable.
You don't like a good bit of banter? Well, you're not an ex-AFL player. That's all we fucking did on the court.
Hey, watch your language, mate. This is
Sorry.
a T-rated show.
Is it? Well, that's the one. It isn't like the. It's like America. It's PG-13. You get 1 F word. So I can't say it again.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's live. I mean,
I get 1. I only get 1.
You can have 2. I'm a generous person tonight.
Alright, well, I can't just say it randomly, though. It has to come at the right moment. But Guts now have the man advantage. They know where the bomb is, so they can close it up. Sarlo with the AWP, a bit too strong at the moment. And look, they're going to keep working this A site. And they're going to split this A. They're going to have one coming through crossover. And with 17 seconds, they got to move. They got to get this bomb down soon. Jay-Z is going to be quick on the rotate. He's going to be watching. Oh, he doesn't have his gun out. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh, he gets dropped down by Fluke there. 2 versus 2, and that bomb is ticking away. However, Control.VP are in control here, and this is a very, very important round. Looking at their money, they really need this one, Guts. If they don't, they go still back onto the pistols, and then they're looking down another 11-4 half. So here come the smokes, the mollies. They've got to move fast. Blank with 1. The defuse is on. Sa, can he get it? Yes, he can. Good pistol use, and he saves what should have been a Guts round there in the end. You would have thought. But Control.VP, 9 rounds to 4, and now Guts forced onto the eco round with 2 rounds to go. Again, could be looking down 11 rounds to 4.
Yeah, so Control planting for short just then running long was probably not the best way to play a plant position. Guts obviously on an eco. I think Control, they want to change things up at the moment, so they're just going more towards a B site. Might be trying a mid to B execute, which is the smart decision at this time. They are about to push through B tunnels though, just barely missing the edge of the players from Guts, as Sarah's the first man to fall. The AWP has been lost. Should be able to charge on the B side. Jay-Z, though, on the lurk is able to pick up 1, but all the other players not converging on him just as of yet. They are charging 1 now. Jay-Z gets another 1, but he's been legged down to 19 HP. JT charging through with the CZ will get the tap fire down. Buster pushing through. Oh, Fluke with the 1 deke, though. So a little bit too aggressive that round, but they should still be able to recapitalize and win it. They do have the post-plant positions ready.
Yep, and Control VP once again showing why they were the favourites in this map. At least, did you pick Guts or did I pick Guts? I can't remember in our cast.
I think I picked Guts. So
yeah, I think you did. And look, I'm very happy to report that currently Control VP are currently up by 6 rounds in their in the second map here, which they need to take out this series. But look, as we do know, I would say whilst this is an even map, this is an easier map for the T's to get momentum going. If the terrorists can get a good couple of rounds and they can start to feel out their opponents, this is a very momentum-based map. This is one where you can easily steamroll your opponent. It does allow for some good defending lines, as we do see the double AWP set up once again. But Karath, I think you will agree with me when I say that Dust 2 does allow for those big comebacks pretty often.
yeah, it definitely does. As Guts have got short, and this by default mid control as well. Nice usage of boost to get some further information, but the bomb is going towards long Nick as he's waiting to see when he can get the lurk out. He spotted out the head or something counter-terrorist, but he gets his head shredded, unfortunately. And now the rest of the terrorists now charging hard onto the A side. Buster, watching, has spotted out one of the players. JT is in a bit of a poor position. He is going to be mollied off and needs to run away. He's going to actually charge through the Molotov. A bit of a brave decision for him to try to achieve. But Buster has actually come out a long... Oh, no, Ang has not pushed out in time. And Fluke pushing through CT. This is the exact identical scoreline.
Yep, it is. Yep, and it is... well, that's why I was saying 11 rounds to 4. And, well, Control VP start off slow once again, but... showed a bit more consistency throughout the half.
Yeah. Whoops. I switched the scores when I should have not switched the scores, which is a bit of a mistake. Whoop. I apologize. Okay, we're back. I had to switch the scores around. It's going to be a hard B rush. It's the B train.
That's alright. The B train. Woo woo! In they come.
But Sar says no, but then dies. Oh my goodness, they just line up for Buster. Buster's like, oh, I managed to rotate. It's like Christmas.
Yeah, and they have they got control of it? They're trying to. No, they don't. They some good fragging there, but not good enough in the end there, Karath. They did very well to get onto site, but the rotate too quick by Control VP. And look, I really hope Guts don't drop their heads because they're still in it if they can get a couple of rounds. But on the back now, early P90s and M4 buys, that is just harsh. Control VP looking like they want to close this one out very early.
Yeah, it looked like they were planning to attempt another fast B rush, but it looks like they're going lower. So maybe this mid to B rush should be happening very shortly as we do see them all stacked in lowers, just with Glocks and a couple of P250s. Ferguson the first man out. He is fully blind, however. JZ gonna come in from behind with the P90. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, gets 4.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't get 4. Sorry.
He got the assist. He got the assist on the 4th one. BM. Bad manners from Sard not to allow him to have his 4K.
Buster nearly died from the Glock, but because the Glock has no damage, he was still on 3 HP and he managed to live. I don't know why I'd use the Glock if...
Excuse me, sorry, I was just in mid-sneeze there, so I just muted myself whilst I did that.
Oh, that's okay. I just sneeze anyway on stream, because I'm like, well, it's a human habit. Ooh, the Deagle tag saw. But yes, guys... Oh, no, you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do.
Bless you.
You go.
No, you go.
I can't because I got to still sneeze. I've got a ridiculous face going on at the moment. I'm muting myself.
Okay, sure, no worries. Well, the Fluke does manage to get the first pick on Denikes, who was in pit, and now they're all coming for Buster. They do manage to pick him up. The rotation goes through a blank, shuts down the rotator. JZ gets his head taken off. They're still thinking about pushing further in towards long. Sai has spotted out one. Good grenade should do a chunk of damage. Oh, actually, it bounces off the steps, unfortunately. Misses. Now Oxy now rotating. He's going to shut off the long rotate. It's now a 2-on-2. Some good shooting from some of the players on the T side have enabled them to get the 2-on-2 player situation. And Sar and Oxy are going to try and work together. So they've actually just changed up their strategy. They're thinking the terrorists are still coming back towards mid, which they aren't. They're just waiting to see if any counter-terrorists are peeking out. They are going now, but they're walking directly into a trap. JT does have the M4 leading the charge. They don't know, though, that Oxy is very close out. And Oxy gets one and comes out and gets the second. Steals it off Sa, who was making all the noise and being the decoy, generally. Now it's going to be finally the buy round, but 14-4 Guts. Really got to win 12 rounds in a row to win it.
That's a big ask.
11 rounds in a row to bring it into overtime, but we've seen miracles being done before.
I have seen big comebacks. The best I've ever seen was a 15-round comeback on Dust 2 in a CGP match.
Who was that by?
It was in CS. It was back in the Source days, and I can't remember the two sides though. It was a pro level match, and it was Dust 2. But I don't count the nuke ones because they were always so CT sided that it happened quite regularly.
Yeah. And Buster with the first AWP frag towards Long takes out Fluke. He's out of the round. But the rest of Guts, they have big control. They're just debating where to go right now.
Trying to sort things out at the moment.
Are you still sorting things out? Are you still sneezing?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good for the moment. I just chilling out, mate. Just having
a chill out.
Yeah. Well,
Nick is actually
the tempo of the game kind of.
Yeah, Hawk blank. He's now isolated. He's going to get shot in the back, and it's all up to Ferguson, the last man left standing with the AWP. I mean, the counter-terrorist just pushed in, just completely shut down Guts from all angles, and so it's probably all over as Buster takes out Ferguson. Too easy for Buster with 2 kills in that round, and match point, and by that default as well, game point as well.
Yeah, this could be. Well, it's championship. Well, not championship point. Game point, match point.
Quarterfinals point.
Quarter. Yeah, semi-final. Qualifying point. Who knows? But Control.VP have certainly come out. Guts, I think, have lost a bit of faith in themselves here. This is their map pick. And Control.VP off the back of a fantastic opening half. They went attacking. They decided that, we can do it. And they've got to be careful here, though, because the B side is now belonging to Guts. The rotate. Oh, does he pick him? Sa went for the planter. Couldn't get him, however. Got to look up, Jay-Z. That's not up. He finally gets him, and now it makes it a 3-on-3, but there is an AWP, an AK, and a Galil under the control from Guts. So he's not done yet. Jay-Z picks up one. That AWP still at the back of sight. Oh, not even going to get a shot off because Jay-Z picks him off. Jay-Z with the triple, the defuse, the GGs. Well done. The bad manners from Buster. He says,
no defuse for you.
My MVP. And there you have it. Karath. The GGs all around. Too easy, says the boys from Control.VP, taking out 2-0. 16-4. Final score there in map 2.
Yeah, just too strong. I mean, just rolling on the back of just a dominating performance on the T side, and then just closing out on the CT. Once you win the round, there was only one buy round that Guts could play with, and unfortunately he couldn't make it work out, and I guess that's it at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what happens, and GG's all around to the boys from Control.VP. They are the second team to qualify for the semi-finals, and I'm not sure who they'll be versing. I'm fairly certain they'll be going up against Frenetic Array if Frenetic Array win their semi-final match. So they have got a tough semi-final ahead of them.
Yeah, definitely. All right, no worries. I guess we'll call that for an evening for now. But anything else you'd like to say, Neba? Thanks for joining me, by the way.
Yeah, my pleasure, mate. Follow me on Twitter at GameStarNeba.
Link is in the description below.
Links in my description. Head to my Twitch channel /Neba TV. Subscribe to YouTube Neba TV. Trying to post some more content, some funny things. I look forward to meeting some of you Sydney boys at CGPL finals this weekend. Should be good.
All right, too easy. All right, no worries. That's for us tonight. Take care, everyone.